So you maybe know that with Qesher, we normally travel virtually and we go to different places and you can experience those places through Zoom. And this year, or let's say next year, so in 2022, we're planning not only to travel virtually, but to have an actual trip to Spain. And we're very excited about that. And actually the tour leader, we know from Qesher Talk, Moisés Hassan, who is here with us. Some of you may have seen his Qesher Talk before. He spoke to us about Andalusia, the southern part of Spain, and Gibraltar and Morocco. And we're actually very happy to have that virtual tour again in December. But we decided that not only we want to travel virtually, but we also want to organize a proper real trip. And Moisés is going to lead it, who is a scholar and a tour guide and very knowledgeable about the Jewish history of the region. So we're very happy to work with him on this. And we also have here Alexis Court, who is also going to be part of the group. Alexis, do you want to say a few words?
I do. Hi, everyone. My name's Alexis, and over the last 15 plus years, I've been a tour leader for different Jewish and synagogue organizational trips. I've traveled all over India, different countries in Africa, trips to Israel, and trips to the south of the United States. And I really love traveling with groups and doing deep dives into Jewish history. So nice to see everyone here today.
Yes, so as you might have seen, this trip will be organized in cooperation with between Qesher, with Moisés, who is, like we said, the travel agent from Spain, Jewish Spain. Alexis is a group leader who is based in Seattle. She is representing Learni-in-Trips, the other company in charge of the trip. So this is a cooperation between these three groups. And now we are ready to start, and Moisés will share the presentation, and we will start with the itinerary of the tour.
So I'm gonna explain. Well, first of all, thank you for being here tonight, at least tonight for us, today for those of you that are in the other side of the world, like Alexis. For us is the end of the day, for Alexis is the beginning of the day. Okay, so we prepare some slides to explain what the trip is going to consist of. Actually, it's an 8 days trip, but we are getting a lot. So we're gonna visit the south, all the important places in southern Spain related to Jewish history, but also in central Spain. So we'll be going to okay, yes, here it goes. So in the 7 days, we'll be able to visit 6 places, 6 cities, which is not bad at all, and we'll get a full idea of what Jewish history of Spain was. Not only Jewish history, because there is also a Jewish present in Spain nowadays, not as rich as it used to be in the past, but still there is some Jewish life in Spain, and we'll be able to enjoy that experience altogether. So we will start our trip in the city of Sevilla, which is my hometown. This is where I live. And the first day, so the trip you will travel probably on Sunday, so you will be arriving in Sevilla on Monday morning, and already on Monday we have a program planned to start visiting the city. So we will visit places like Plaza España, which is in the picture, and inside the Maria Luisa Gardens. And on that day, you'll have some free time in the afternoon to get to know each other and to rest a bit. But the best thing to do when traveling abroad is to accommodate to the hour as soon as you get there. So the idea is not that you get to go to sleep upon your arrival, despite you might have been traveling all night, but just to adjust your clock to the place where you are. So that's why we prepare a program ready for the first day in Sevilla. Our hotel in Sevilla, it's a lovely hotel, very much located in the heart of the Jewish quarter. And in all cases, all the hotels that I've chosen are hotels with a lot of personality and character. We will not be staying at any Hilton hotel or Marriott hotel, because you have those anywhere in the world where you might go. So I want you also to taste a Spanish experience. So that's why all the hotels will be very special places, and in all cases the hotels will be located in the very center of the city, within walking distance from all the places or most of the places of interest, as well as the commercial areas of the city. So our idea is that you when you get out of the hotel, you don't have to take any bus or any other public transportation in order to get to into the city. We have some time which is planned to be together, but also you'll have some time to spend on your own. And in this cases, we want you to be already in the center of the city and not anywhere else. And that's why. So in Sevilla, our hotel, as well as the places where the group meals are planned, are all located in what we call the historical center of Sevilla. And I can guarantee that you will enjoy the places that we've selected. In all cases, just let me advance you that all the hotels that we've selected are 4 stars or 4+, okay, and with all the amenities that you can find in a regular hotel. So in all cases, you have a bathroom inside the room, you have a TV set, you have all the amenities that you may need. Okay, and from Sevilla, the second day, we will be visiting the main monuments of the city, which are the Alcazar Palace, the Royal Palace, which is still today the royal residence of the King and the Queen of Spain if they visit Sevilla, but also will visit the cathedral, which is the 3rd largest in the world. And in the evening on our second day, when you'll be already a bit more rested, we've planned a beautiful flamenco show, an authentic, very authentic flamenco show. And after the flamenco, we'll go for dinner. Probably some of you, if you have ever been to Spain, there are some places where you are offered both flamenco and dinner. But in these cases, and I live here in Sevilla, I can tell you that neither the flamenco nor the meal is great. So that's why we've decided to have separate the experience. First, we will go to a flamenco performance that will last about an hour, and then after that, after you enjoy the flamenco, we'll go for dinner and enjoy dinner. On the third day, we will take a bus. It will be a deluxe bus, and we'll be driving to Granada. Granada is about 3 hours drive from Sevilla. So on Wednesday, we have to get up a little bit early in order to get into Granada with plenty of time to enjoy the day. So as the previous city, the first day we will get an overview of the city, try to get the most of it. We'll have a group lunch, and after we will dwell into the historical center of Granada. Granada is actually the city where Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand happened to be buried in the royal chapel, and this is a place that we did not include inside the itinerary, but if you want, for those of you that want to go and see where Isabel and Ferdinand are buried, you can do that in the city of Granada. And in our second, the same as in Sevilla, we've selected a beautiful hotel, which is inside the city. So you can walk to all the places of interest, except the Alhambra. The Alhambra happens to be in a hill. So on the following morning, on Thursday, we'll be taking a bus to go and visit the wonderful and magnificent Alhambra. The Alhambra was a palace built by the Muslims in the 14th century, and today is the main attraction not only of Granada, but is the main attraction of Spain. Well, things have changed with COVID, but prior to COVID, the Alhambra was the most visited monument in Spain, with over 2 million visitors a year. And visitors also have a limitation. The capacity of Alhambra is 8,000 visitors a day. And I can tell you that every single day they filled all the groups. So in the morning of Thursday, we will be visiting the Alhambra, and after spending there 2 or 3 hours, we'll take our bus and we'll drive to the city of Cordoba. We'll stop on the way in Lucena. And why do we stop in Lucena? Well, Lucena happens to be, or not today, but in the Middle Ages, it was a totally Jewish city. We're talking in the 12th century. Lucena had the name of Eliosanna, and it was a totally Jewish city. And by accident, about 12 years ago, the cemetery, the Jewish cemetery, was discovered. Actually, is the biggest cemetery that has been found all throughout Spain, and I would say that in Europe. It's a huge place. Over 330 tombs were found, and as I say, it was found by accident when excavating around. We'll stop in Lucena. We'll visit the cemetery and the Jewish quarter. We'll have a meal, a group lunch in Lucena, and then we will continue our trip to Cordoba. The distance between Granada and Lucena is about 1.5 hours, and then from Lucena to Cordoba is another hour. So it's not a long day. And again, we'll be able, when we arrive in Granada, we hope that when we arrive there in Cordoba, it's still daylight, and you have some time to explore on your own. Again, hotel will be located within the very center of the city, within walking distance to the main point of interest of Cordoba, which is the mosque. It's called the Mosque Cathedral. Okay, it's a mosque, but it's also a cathedral, and this is what we'll be visiting on our 5th day. On Friday morning, we'll start to visit the city. We will do the Jewish quarter, including the synagogue. There is one of the 3 remaining synagogues in Spain, happens to be in Cordoba. It's a very small synagogue, but it's a really beautiful and medieval synagogue from 1315. So we will start with a visit to the synagogue. We will walk through the narrow lanes of the Jewish quarter, and we'll end our morning in the beautiful cathedral, where you can see some pictures underneath. We have a free afternoon, So you have a free afternoon to explore whatever you haven't seen in the morning. You can continue or just to rest, because on Friday night, of course, we'll have a Kabbalat Shabbat and dinner in Cordoba. Prepare a beautiful program in Cordoba with some, even probably with some Sephardic music. We're still working on that, but hopefully we'll have some experience at a place called Casa de Sefarad, where we will be having also our group dinner and Kabbalat Shabbat. So it will be a very special Shabbat in the city of Cordoba, once the cradle of Judaism. For many years, Cordoba was a city where Judaism flourished. Today, unfortunately, there are very few Jews living in Cordoba, but we'll make sure that with our presence, we have create a wonderful Shabbat in the city. And on Saturday morning, we will take the train, the high-speed train that will take us to Madrid. And the ride, it's about an hour and 45 minutes. So a bus will pick up at the train at the hotel with our luggage. The bus will take us to the train station. We will leave all our stuff in the bus and we'll take the train to Madrid. The bus will go to Madrid. So we, in only 1 hour and 45 minutes, will be in Madrid. And we decided to do this not to miss the morning of Saturday. Otherwise, it takes over 4.5 hours to drive from Cordoba to Madrid. We decided that it is much easier for us to take the high-speed train with no luggage, only a backpack. And as soon as we arrive in Madrid, we can start visiting Madrid. And later in the day, our bus with our luggage will arrive in Madrid and will wait for us at the hotel. So we have also on that Saturday, we have a visit to the Royal Palace plant, where you can see a picture in the presentation. And again, our hotel will be located within walking distance from these places, even though we will have our bus not to miss any time. And you have also a free evening to explore on your own, and Madrid has hundreds of places to get lost and to explore, and beautiful places for dinner. It's a city that you will enjoy the pulse of Madrid on a Saturday night. And on Sunday morning, we'll be going to Toledo. Toledo was for many years the city with the largest Jewish population in the entire kingdom of Castilla. It was known as Jerusalem of the West, and it is estimated that no less than 1,000 Jewish families lived in Toledo in the 14th century. 2 out of the 3 remaining synagogues in Spain happen to be in Toledo. As I said, 1 is in Cordoba and 2 are in Toledo. The synagogues of Santa Maria la Blanca, which is the upper picture, and also the synagogue of Shmuel Halevi, that today houses the Sephardic Museum. After visiting the city and having our walking tour in the city, you'll be able to have lunch on your own in one of the many places that there are in Toledo for this. And our idea is to return back to Madrid, where you still have some time to enjoy. The driving distance between Toledo and Madrid is about 1 hour. So even for those of you that would like, for example, to take a visit to El Prado, the museum, our idea is to return back to Madrid in time, where you can, for those of you that want, take a visit to El Prado museum. If not, you can do many other things in the city of Madrid. And this is on Monday morning. On Monday morning, it's the end of our week in Spain, where you have been able to visit the most important cities in terms of Jewish history, and with the hope that you have enjoyed thoroughly this trip. So, as mentioned, in all cases, all hotels will be 4 stars or 4 superior. Okay, And again, we try to stay away from big and impersonal hotels, and we like to stay in places with charm, and that you will also remember after. And the group meals, we try to keep the same idea. Places, special places where you can try Spanish gastronomy, which at some point can be a little bit difficult. For example, in Cordoba, my suggestion is that you eat oxtail, which is the most common dish to eat in Cordoba. I'm sure that not all of you will eat. I myself, I don't like oxtail, but I know that is one of the most loved dishes in Cordoba. So this is also something that we've planned with a lot of care, so you can enjoy the Spanish gastronomy. And at the same time, for all the moments, there will be not that many, but for all the moments of free time, we also will be more than happy to suggest you many places, depending from what you want to do in your free time. We assume that not everyone wants to do the same, so we are available all the time, and that's why I myself will be with the group during the entire week. So not only Alexis, that should be the escort of the group, but I myself will be also there, and in order to help you with all the things that you may need during the days. And I think in terms of the meals, Spain is not the best place for kosher meals. Still, in Madrid, there are kosher restaurants. That's the only place. Madrid and Barcelona, there are kosher restaurants. We're not visiting Barcelona. But in all cases, we keep in mind that some people may want to eat vegetarian, and we will be prepared for this. In any case, we ask you to tell us in advance, so we can always plan this ahead of time. And as you can see, certified kosher meal is not available. It's really complicated, and except in Madrid, and for those of you that wants to enjoy a Sephardic dinner in a kosher restaurant, that would be possible, but not that's not possible neither in Sevilla nor in Cordoba or in Granada. As I said before, Shabbat services, Kabbalat Shabbat on Friday night will be offered and included, and I'm sure that it'll be a lovely experience for all of you. And we are traveling on Shabbat. We discussed this at the beginning, and with such a short number of days, we need to use that day for traveling. So Shabbat includes traveling by train, as I said before. Okay, and this is the information that you may need to know. Probably you already have this information. In case you don't, don't hesitate to ask. And it says what it is included, and all the total prices, and this is what is not included. For those of you that want to arrive earlier or depart later, that's also possible if you let us know in advance. So we will be very happy to extend the days before the trip in Sevilla or anywhere else. And again, if after the trip someone wants to travel to a different place, please let us know, and we'll be happy to help you with all the arrangements. And this is the phone numbers and emails where you can send your requests. But I think this is a great opportunity for you to ask any concerns that you may have.
Yeah, Moisés, before we move into questions, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your connection to Judaism in Spain and Sevilla, and you know, your background and how you are involved
Okay.
with the Jewish tourism in particular, and
Okay.
education in Spain.
Okay. Well, I myself, I was born in Sevilla. I was born in Sevilla. My parents came from Morocco. Parents are Moroccan Jews that moved into Spain in the 50s. They first went to Madrid to attend university. That's where they met. And then my father was offered the job in Seville, and that's how I ended up being born in Seville. And I actually have a degree in law. I went to law school here in Sevilla and in Madrid, but I never practiced as a lawyer. So many years ago, I started to be involved in Jewish education. And this is what I've been doing the last, well, as a full-time job for the last 12 years. I started as a part-time job even earlier. Besides, I'm currently a lecturer at the university here in Sevilla. There are two public universities, and I lecture in a small university called Pablo de la Vide, and I lecture on Holocaust studies and anti-Semitism. And I also have now, I've been having a radio program every week, and it's our second season already. So every Tuesday night, I have a radio program which is broadcasted all throughout Andalusia, and where I speak about topics related to Judaism in general, not only Jewish history, but Judaism. So this is my background. I was raised traditional. I was raised traditional Jew in Sevilla, where there is a very small Jewish community of about 25 families. Okay, and so I remember going to shul with my dad every Friday night, and also during the holidays. And well, from my bar mitzvah, which was many years ago, I was lucky enough to have my bar mitzvah in Israel. And I myself, I still live in the city. I'm married, and I have a son, and he's actually having his bar mitzvah in February. So 1 month before the trip, it'll be Srat Hashem, the bar mitzvah of my son, which will be here in the city of Sevilla. It's actually getting prepared through Zoom with the son of a friend of mine that lives in Israel, and he's preparing my son for the bar mitzvah. And I don't know if you have any other questions that you may have.
Okay, I think at this point we can move to questions. So we see a few people raising their hands. So we can start in order of how we see them on the screen. So Roberta, if you want to be the first.
Yeah, so if we're coming, I'm from the East Coast of the US. I'm not aware that there's direct flights to Sevilla. So
No.
yeah, so should we go to Madrid and then if we have time to hang out there for a little bit and then take pictures?
Okay, normally the entrance airports are either Madrid, Barcelona, or even Lisbon. I myself have flown many times to New York via Lisbon. So it's also a possibility you fly in New York. I think it's from Newark. The Portuguese company flies from Newark to Lisbon and Lisbon to Sevilla. If not, the main companies, Iberia, American Airlines, and United, they fly from East Coast, from New York, from Boston, from Washington, D.C., from Chicago, and from Philadelphia. If I'm at least this is prior to COVID. And normally the flights depart in the evening US time.
Yeah.
So they land in Madrid in the morning. So actually you'll be making a connection to Sevilla, and you'll be arriving in Sevilla, let's say around noon. Okay. Also, I know that if you take the early flight, and Iberia used to have an early flight, something like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. It would land in Madrid like 6:30 in the morning, so you could make a connection and arrive in Seville like 10 a.m. Okay, so either you can, as you said, It might happen. I don't think that will be in time, because now I know that United was planning to launch a non-stop flight from New York City to Sevilla, but I think that COVID actually postponed this plan. I don't know if by the time of the trip, I don't think so, but it might be. If not, as you say, from the US, from 6, 7, 8 different cities, you can fly either to Madrid or to Barcelona and then to Sevilla.
Okay, and if we have time up front, it's easy to take the high-speed train from either of those places to Sevilla?
Oh yeah, well, actually from Madrid to Sevilla, if you want to spend an extra day in Madrid at the beginning, yes, you can take. There are trains running almost every hour. The journey by train from Madrid to Sevilla is 2.5 hours.
Okay,
It's
great.
2.5 hours, and you can do that.
Okay, I have one other question. It's just an intellectual question. Some years ago, I went to, I don't know if you say Girona or Girona.
Girona.
Girona. So is that, was that considered to be a center of Jewish life as well, or not so much?
Yes, yes, actually, yes, Zohar and Kabbalah was developed in Girona. Girona is in the very north of Spain. It's near the border with France. It's north of Barcelona, and unfortunately, we definitely do not have time to visit this city. But there was also an important. It was one of those Jewish centers in Spain during the Middle Ages.
Okay, thank you, Moisés.
Pleasure.
Ellen?
I actually have 3 questions. First of all, are there any reviews online of the 3 companies that are involved in this trip?
Yes. Well, the Moisés is the travel agency itself. So Moisés has years and years of experience. Moisés, I don't know if you can provide us references that we can share.
Well, yes, you can find some. I have a mini site at TripAdvisor where people can see all the comments about what I do. But I also would be happy to provide some names of people that I've done trips for, and you can ask because I've led several trips to Spain for synagogues and groups from the US, and so I'll be happy to provide names of people that can actually, better than going online, just to ask people how I work and the type of services that I provide to my guests. I'll be happy to provide references upon request.
You have a website or something like that. Can you put that in the chat?
Yes.
And then the next question is about prices. How do we find out about prices?
Okay, so the website of the actual trip, I'm putting it on the chat here. We will also share it in the follow-up email. So I'm copying here is the website of the trip where you can see all the small details. One second.
And then the third question while you're doing that, I am somewhat handicapped. I use a cane. I've always managed quite well on group tours. I just bring a little travel stool with me and I sit when other people are standing. But if there's a lot of, hiking up hills or something like that, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I wanted to ask about accommodation for me.
I mean, the trip, well, it includes walking. Definitely, it includes walking, mainly because most of the city centers in the cities that we're visiting are close to traffic. So the trip is the excursions will be walking. However, they are prepared for everyone. So it's not walking all the time. As you can say, if you say that you use a cane, right? And even normally the tours, you can sit at some places that we are visiting. So, and except in Toledo, where there are some hills, most of the trip is in flat places, so it's not a problem. I've done, just to give you an idea, a few years ago, I led a trip for handicapped people in wheelchairs, and we did this type of trip, and it worked perfectly for all of them. Okay, so all the places that we visited, they visited the Alhambra and went to the Alcazar and the Cathedral of Sevilla, and all of them had wheelchairs. It was just a group of handicapped people, and we did the trip without any problem. So it shouldn't be a problem for you either.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
In the meantime, we put the website in the chat box. So if you want to look for more information there, of course, we will also share everything in a follow-up email, this recording, and also the website of the trip and the website of Moisés, so you can follow up on the exact details. But if you want to say about the prices, you can, because that was one of the questions.
Wait, 1 second. Joyce was raising her hand. No, I thought I saw. Okay. So someone, okay, even though that's easier to see on the website, but someone just asked about the prices. I'm gonna read them, but I'm also gonna copy them here. Actually, the early bird price, which is until the end of this weekend, I'm gonna copy it here first, so you can see it while I read it. Prices are in euros, so the exchange rate will depend when exactly you do the payment, but the early bird price 2,270 euros. So that ends by the end of this weekend, and then after that is 2,370 euros. So in the on the email we can also give you the approximate exchange rate based on today's type. But
it's
that,
around $2,650 more or less.
And I see that
the early bird.
Yeah, sorry, and I see that in the meantime, Moisés also shared his TripAdvisor link. And in case someone didn't get the exact dates, I'm also going to copy them here. It's from the March 21st to March 28th, 2022. It's also on the website, but I'm copied here. Is anybody else? I'm not sure.
Yes, can we go tomorrow?
So this is Alexis, and it's funny, 2 years ago exactly, I was running around the south of Spain with Sebastian, and we were doing a walkthrough of the itinerary and eating delicious food and drinking wine and figuring out where are the best spots in all of these different cities to take a group to. So it was really great, and I look forward to going back with another group of people.
Yeah, that's true. Alexis and I were actually organizing this. Well, we were the regional trip was supposed to happen before COVID hit, but just before that, we actually went on our own to all these places to curate and select the best routes and the best itineraries. So this is already being checked by us with our own, regardless of the fact that Moisés actually lives there and he's from there and he knows everything completely by heart. But Alexis and I also did it on our own, and to make sure that we are selecting the best highlights of all these places. I don't see more questions here. I don't know if anybody has more questions at the moment. But of course, you can get in touch with us also after this talk. Of course, we will share
we
will share all the emails, all the different contacts, Alexis' email, Moisés' emails. So
Ellen still has a question.
Ellen, yeah, sorry.
Sorry for asking so many questions.
Okay.
No problem.
Is there a maximum number of people that you'll take on this tour?
Yes, Moisés, you want to say about this?
Yes, I think the maximum number that we're taking is 20, we said 26.
Yeah, between 26 and 28, yes.
Yes, that
Mhm.
was the maximum number, and then including me and Alexis. Yeah, it's a maximum number. We try to keep, I mean, as of now, and because of COVID, there are many new limitations, and I believe that they will stay for a long time. And at some point, for example, to visit the Alhambra, the groups have to have our maximum size is 30 people, okay? And this is our limit. So we don't want to split a group in any of the attractions that we are visiting. So this is actually, that's why number, as Sebastian said, it'll be between 26, 28. This is actually the maximum number that we don't want to reach, because 28 means 30, because then it's Alexis and me, that means 30, and I would like to be 29. So let's say 27 will be the maximum number of people. So we try to keep the trip manageable. And also because of the hotels that we've selected, at some point there are small hotels and with not a big number of rooms. And also in a trip like this, where we visit so many places in not a big number of days, timing is important. And if we, and I've conducted big groups, and it's a totally different idea, it's a totally different program, and you need much more time just in order to load the bus to depart. When you have a group of 50 people, you need an hour and a half. Okay, so and this is something that we don't want to happen. So we've tested, and I myself have been working in this for many years, and I've tested, and the ideal number will be 26 people, 27 people. Okay, and this is what we're keeping.
And just to follow up on that, Ellen, I think for this trip coming up in March, where a minimum number would be 15, and I think we're expecting around 20. So it'd be great. We might have a fuller trip with 26 or 27, but we'll also be running the trip if we have 15 participants, and we're expecting 15 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else has any questions? Feel free to.
Someone asked in the chat, I'm reading now. Andrea says, in case, do you have a certified kosher catering? Yes, I mean, that would be possible, but be prepared to eat some catered food that has to be delivered from either Malaga or from Madrid. So it's like an airplane pack that you are getting in this case. But we can, if these are your needs, we can definitely take care of that as well. Okay.
Great, thank you, Moisés. I wasn't sure. And I think we would also need to talk through that. There might be a different cost associated with us arranging for kosher food for all 3 meals a day. The other thing I want to share with the group is, once we have our group that's registered, I will have a Zoom meeting before we leave for everyone, so we can get to know each other a little bit before we all meet up in Spain. And we can share some reading recommendations and a few things to help us all get ready for the trip together.
And I think, Alexis, last time you mentioned also something very important, that if someone joins alone or doesn't know anyone, how you're going to help out and arrange and make sure to have fun, free time for everybody.
Yeah, there have been, I would say, several people who are planning to join the trip as a single person traveling independently. So we'll make sure that people, even when there's free time, there'll be other people to buddy up with. You can all, I'm always happy to share some paella and, walk around with people too. So it'll be nice. I think some people will be coming and they will know somebody. They might be traveling with a friend or a partner, but we're also anticipating a number of people will be traveling as solo travelers.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. If there are no questions this time, of course, there will be opportunities also later on to get in touch with Alexis or with us or with Moisés and get all your questions answered also if it comes to your mind tomorrow or later on. So thank you very much for joining. And of course, as we said, the latest by tomorrow, we will send you all the information that is needed, who to contact and what are the exact prices and how is everything working. So we will send it to you. Alan, go ahead.
Well, today is the 18th and your early bird pricing ends in 3 days. That seems not enough time for.
It's true that you're right that looks like a short notice. We're not launching the trip now. That's why this info session coincided with the end of the. But we are. I'm sure I'm gonna check with Moisés if it's possible. I'm sure we can do something to extend the date. But the truth is that the registration have been open for quite a while. That's why it's like that. But we will also, if it's possible, we will include that extension in the information you will receive.
I'm just hearing about it now. I hadn't heard about this.
No problem. I completely understand. But that's why we will make our best to extend it as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining us, and you will be hearing from us very soon. And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.